how long's it been? Like 2 months. Just in the last 2 months since we did my personal breakthrough session, which was phenomenal, by the way. I have managed to get a lot more clear on what it is I'm trying to do in my life, what I want, what I even want to look at. I've had so much more energy to just get out of bed and stop doing this,
Scrolling on the
right?
phone.
Because it's easy, it's addictive, makes my dopamine receptors happy, and the next thing you know, 3 hours is gone. So, so that's been a really big deal for me. That's been a big help.
100%. Yeah, because I know, a constant thing would just be, and I have other clients, just like no motivation, right? Procrastination. I can't pick up my house. I can't stop scrolling, right? These types of things. I know that was right, pretty super
Mm-hmm.
stuck point for you.
It
And
was.
since the personal breakthrough session, like you literally have come back and you're like, I'm cleaning out my house. Now I'm cleaning out closets at work.
Right?
I'm getting rid of files from years ago.
It's
Like
crazy.
you're
It's
taking action
crazy.
on your laughter fairy coaching business.
I
It's
have.
incredible. You have a retreat coming up. Welcome to the Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss podcast. I'm your host, Leslie M. Thornton. And today we have a very special guest with us, Dr. Laura Collatz. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm going to read Laura's, bio. So she's known as the Laughter Fairy. She's on a mission to help individuals transform stress into joy and reclaim their inner spark. And she absolutely does that with everyone she meets. I know that from experience. Through the powerful combination of neuroscience, laughter yoga, and mindfulness, Dr. Laura empowers her clients to release tension, enhance focus, and rediscover happiness in both their personal and professional lives. As a certified laughter yoga instructor, accomplished speaker, and experienced dental professional, she just told me 30, how many years, Laura?
It'll be 35. Gosh. Yeah.
35 years. Like best dentist, like awards should be
Wow.
given out for these dentists. So
Whew.
thank you for that. So Dr. Laura brings a unique perspective to her work. Her personal journey of overcoming challenges has inspired her to create programs that offer a blend of science, compassion, and fun. Whether you're looking to reduce stress, build resilience, or simply embrace more joy, Dr. Laura is here to guide you every step of the way. Oh, I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for being here.
Thank
I
you for
love it.
having me.
Absolutely. So you've been on quite a journey.
Yeah.
For quite a long time, you have been committed to your personal and professional growth and development and leaving people better than when you found
When
them
I found
every
them.
step of
Yeah.
the way, which is not an easy thing to do. So I would love for you to share, because I know you did my NLP certification. You're now certified in
Mhm.
neurolinguistic programming. We should add that to your bio.
Yes, we need to.
Yes, hypnosis, NLP coaching, yep, timeline therapy. And you also got the experience to utilize that work. So would love to hear, where would you say your journey began as far as healing that made you so great at what you're doing today?
Gosh. First of all, I just realized I left the door open. So let me go change that.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry. There's extraneous noises. Um, well, I think like a lot of people, I just kind of wandered through my life, letting it happen to me for at least the first 40 odd years of my life. I was just a ridiculous people pleaser. I had to make everybody happy all the time, and it was miserable. You know,
Yeah.
I started dental hygiene. I graduated from dental hygiene in 1991, and so that'll be 34 years. Sorry, I mathed wrong. And I was like the breadwinner for my family. And I gave and I gave and I gave and I gave. And then I broke. I don't know how to be more clear about it without being triggering, and I apologize if I'm going to be triggering. Um, I was assaulted in 2014, and I did not even acknowledge that that's what it was. Our beautiful minds that protect us told me the story that it was my fault, even though I was crying and I was saying no, my fault. Had to have been my fault. And it took about 4 years for that lie that my nervous system was trying to put over on my nervous system for it to completely catch up with me. And I ended up with my vagus nerve just being completely bananas, and I couldn't eat. I lost about 35 pounds real fast. It took about 6 weeks. I spent about 2 years without an appetite. So I was gradually I was feeling miserable a lot, and I couldn't figure out why. And then I just couldn't eat. And then one day it's like the dam just broke, and all these memories came flooding back to me. And it took a team of heroes and a lot of money and a lot of missed work, and just it was not fun. And I'm so grateful that I went through that. So grateful, because it happened before COVID. So by the time COVID got here, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna take a nice vacation. I'm gonna listen to my headphones, and I'm gonna do yard work. And I was just much more resilient, and I was much stronger, right?
And I'm sure all the while, as you were going through that, like still showing up, leaving people better than when you found them,
Yeah.
like sprinkling the fairy dust, which must have been super hard.
It was not easy. It's true.
And
I
this is,
had to learn how to pull back, and I had to learn how to save some of that pixie dust for myself.
yes, that's right.
And I had to learn how to make decisions based on just what I want. And that's hard. It feels wrong to be selfish when we've been, indoctrinated our whole lives to take care of everyone else, And it's funny, for me personally, when I break something in my person or on my body, I read about it because I want to learn. And because it was my brain that was struggling, I really dove hard into the neuroscience, and I was just amazed by what I found. And at one point during my treatment for complex PTSD, laughter yoga was recommended to me. And this was before COVID, so Zoom wasn't really a thing. And all I could think was, there's no way I'm going to trot my happy ass to a class. And no, it's not going to work. No. And then a couple of years later, I found it again, and I thought, let's give this a try. So I discovered that I could either take the class to learn about it, or I could take the class to learn to teach it. And it was just a little bit more to learn to teach it. And why not? I'd rather learn to teach it. And what I found is it's phenomenal. Your body and your brain don't know the difference between laughter that's spontaneous and laughter that's intentional. So you can turn your mood around in 2 minutes. I don't care what's happening in your life. You can feel better, and then you have more clarity of thought, and you can maybe make a better decision, right?
Wow. Yes, spoken like a true NLP coach, like leader.
Right?
Yeah, and that's
true. It's what it's all about, being in the better state to make the better decision.
Ugh. Oh my gosh, so freaking powerful. Thank you for that. And thank you for your willingness to share, right? Authentically what happened, because it really is 1 in 3, 1 in 4 people that I get on the phone with, right, have experienced assault or some kind of abuse, physical, sexual, whatever, definitely emotional, a lot. And, you would never know. You never know these people. It's usually the happiest people that seem like everything is all going great, that really has that silent struggle. So I know that you're helping a lot of people just by actually sharing that. And what I hear is you had just an incredible commitment to never giving up and for finding answers and to get yourself to feel good. Yeah, you made investments in yourself just to continue. And yeah. So, and then along the way, whatever worked for you, right? Wanting to share that with other people, right, to teach it. And that's really what is so awesome about coaching, right? When I'm coaching new clients to be coaches, it's like, sometimes they're like, oh, but I don't know how to be. It's like, okay, but there's something major that you've overcome in your life. You have already spent years, you've invested all this to try to help yourself and heal yourself. And if you really look, it's like decades that we've been working on this, right? And so it's like, you are good enough now to help someone else who is going through pain like you were going through. And so get out there. People need it
my own
ever right now. You are. Exactly.
100%.
So cool.
And I mean, this stuff really works.
100%.
I've just in the last, how long's it been? Like 2 months. Just in the last 2 months since we did my personal breakthrough session, which was phenomenal, by the way. I have managed to get a lot more clear on what it is I'm trying to do in my life, what I want, what I even want to look at. I've had so much more energy to just get out of bed and stop doing this,
Scrolling on the
right?
phone.
Because it's easy, it's addictive, makes my dopamine receptors happy, and the next thing you know, 3 hours is gone. So, so that's been a really big deal for me.
Yeah.
That's been a big help.
100%. Yeah, because I know, a constant thing would just be, and I have other clients, just like no motivation, right? Procrastination. I can't pick up my house. I can't stop scrolling, right? These types of things. I know that was right, pretty super
Mm-hmm.
stuck point for you.
It
And
was.
since the personal breakthrough session, like you literally have come back and you're like, I'm cleaning out my house. Now I'm cleaning out closets at work.
Right?
I'm getting rid of files from years ago.
It's
Like
crazy.
you're
It's
taking action
crazy.
on your laughter fairy coaching business.
I
It's
have.
incredible. You have a retreat coming up.
I
Tell us about your
do.
retreat?
We're going to I'm taking a group of women to St. Thomas for 5 days. Um the goal is we are going to laugh every day. We're going to do laughter yoga. We're going to do some yoga. We're just going to go spend some time on the beach. And for 5 days, they're not going to have to worry about food or lodging or anything but their own self-care. And St. Thomas in November is gorgeous. It's gorgeous all the time. It's kind of hot in August. It's gorgeous in November. And I am just beyond excited. I've got 3 people that are definitely coming now. And I'm so lucky. Oh, we're going to have a magical experience. I haven't quite figured out what that is yet. I'm going to vet some stuff in next month. When I hosted the first retreat was on Vieques Island off the coast of Puerto Rico. And we had our private pool, we had our private Airbnb house, and our magical experience was we took glass bottom kayaks out onto the bioluminescent bay, and it was amazing. It was like watching stars underneath your feet. It was just the coolest thing ever. So I've decided every November I'm going to go someplace and I'm just going to do this. And people, if they want to come, they're going to come. That's just how it's going to work.
My unconscious mind is fully visualizing a glass bottom boat with the luminescence, right? Bioluminescence underneath.
It's like watching the Millennium Falcon go to light speed underneath your feet. Well, it's just the neatest. Sorry, I'm a big science fiction nerd.
I love it. Oh my God. I'm fully associated in that. And when I was in New Zealand, we went for a nighttime swim and we got to see the bioluminescence, but on a glass boat. And that was
it's so cool. I mean, and we're not allowed, because it's safer for the critters for us to not get in the water with them. We're not encouraged to get in the water, but you can put your hand in, you splash your hand around, and it sparkles. And then you bring your hand up out of the water and the sparkles run down your arm. It's just so neat.
That's the best. I love it.
So I'm super excited about the coaching program, or about the retreat. I just launched the coaching program. It's on the website.
Yes, congratulations. Yes.
And like things are happening.
I know.
This is just the best.
Yes. What does it feel like to be able to, because you've created something incredible with your dental practice. I've seen it, like you have a very unique, right? Everything is like totally your brand, but to be able to coach people outside of dentistry also by doing hypnosis and NLP work, like, and then also get to create that, like over something that was so personal, right? Because you overcame a lot and now you have the tools and sharing people. What's that like for you?
It's really, it's a relief. And it's just this refreshing, amazing feeling. I'm feeling very confident. Whereas say 6 months ago, I'd be like, I don't know if I can do this. Right? Because when we first met, I was like, yeah, I sort of want to coach, and I have no idea how. And now it's fine. It really is. I'm recording my content for my upcoming online class. And I think we had this conversation the other day. I had a pretty miserable time recording things on Zoom on Monday. It's all I did on Zoom on Monday was adjust the lighting and adjust my background and start it and go, oh, this isn't going to work, and then stop it and do it. And I spent about 5 hours just trying to record one class. And even though it was frustrating, I was enjoying myself so much that all I could think of was, this is the hardest it's ever going to be. The next
Yes.
time I do this, it's going to be easier. I'm going to be better at it. So,
Have that great growth mindset. Yeah. And I think what you're pointing to are the normal challenges that it is to have a career transition. Yeah. Not that, right, you're going to continue doing dentistry, but then to still step into, right, there's all that unknown, there's all the fear, right, it all is
feels
there. I don't know if I'm
foreign.
actually going to do all
It
the
feels
things.
scary. And I'm
That's
like, oh, it's
right.
safer to be a dentist. I'm just going to stay in my lane.
Yes,
But I
yes.
really
When
don't like being told to stay in my lane.
That's right, you're way too creative, so we're so glad you have that. Yeah, when I was transitioning from doing nursing, kidney transplant and ICU, and then coaching, right, started to speak to me and all this type of stuff, like, how am I going to pay for this? And right,
Yeah.
no health insurance and all the safety blankets of the regular paycheck and all those fears. So anyone who's listening who might, right, be in kind of those spaces, to just, you're illustrating it well. Like, it's not uncommon, but getting support, getting coaching, and then simultaneously, I actually did my NLP certification right in that transition myself.
Yeah.
And so naturally, as you're learning how to do these tools with other people, you're also practicing it. So upgrading your
Mhm.
emotional system and getting the support from someone who else has already been there, so that you can be successful, and clear out the right emotions that could be getting in the way of taking that really clear action, which I'm so happy to see you're doing
You
now.
know what I love so much about the unconscious mind is it doesn't know the difference.
Ah,
Doesn't know the difference between something that you're thinking about and something that's actually happening. If you can be fully there, I mean, Olympic athletes do this all the time.
yes,
They mentally go through what they're going to do and the body responds.
that's right.
They've done functional MRIs on people, um, on musicians, and their brains do the exact same thing when they're thinking about playing the piece as they do when they're playing the piece. So if you can mentally put yourself there, it'll happen.
Yes.
It's the coolest.
Absolutely. Yes, it's a mixture of all the things. And that's been so fun to work with you. Like the neuroscience passion that you have, like we could really nerd out on
Oh my
understanding like
God.
how to
Yes.
actually rewire, right? And focus on what you want to be able to produce these results that are extraordinary, and anything is
Yes.
possible mindset, and when you bring that beautiful blend between not just knowing, right, the science or hearing about this and getting it, but also implementing it, practicing
Mhm.
it, taking the action towards it, it's like the whole thing comes together. So I'm so excited for
Yes.
you. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
so if anybody, I don't know, where do you feel inspired? So if anybody is in a space of maybe their career transition, like they still like their job, but they're not really finding like that true purpose or passion, or maybe they're having trauma and they're having doubt, like,
I was there. I was all those
yeah,
places.
yeah,
And, please reach out.
yeah, just get
Please just
support,
reach
right?
out.
Yeah.
I've got I've got a little 10-minute TED style video on my website that's it's
Yes.
just like a little intro to laughter yoga, and it kind of just talks about belief. It talks about laughter in your brain, and you get to participate a little bit too. Um,
Yes. And tell us, where did the laughter yoga come in for you? Because I know
so
that's who
right,
you
it
are.
it didn't. It's not that I did not do that when it was recommended to me when I was in my healing phase. I
Mhm.
wasn't ready for that. But with laughter yoga now, I teach in person and I teach online. And so it's laughter as the exercise, because yoga isn't posing, it's breathing. We pose while we breathe, but it's breathing. And so laughter yoga is laughter as the breathing exercise. What I said a minute ago about your brain not knowing the difference, if you laugh, even if you don't mean it, if you just ha 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 ha,
Ha ha ha
you
ha
move the
ha
diaphragm,
ha.
you move the
Uh-huh.
air, and you do that for 45 to 90 seconds, your body will start to create serotonin and dopamine,
Mm,
period.
yes.
If you look each other in the eyes while you're doing it, or if you look at yourself in the mirror, I have my students film themselves, which is really awkward. Um, then your body creates oxytocin too, which is the I
Oh,
love you chemical. So you get more oxygen to your brain and body within 2 minutes. You decrease the amount of circulating cortisol in your system. That's the stress hormone. You decrease your blood pressure. You increase your happy hormones, and your brain has more oxygen, which means you have more clarity of thought.
Wow.
It just puts you into a whole different place. I was fortunate enough to be able to teach laughter at a retreat in Kenya last spring. And in order to go to Kenya, I had to get some immunizations. I am not a very needle friendly person. Historically, I have not done well, right? And I like all the self-talk that morning. Like, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. And I'm sitting there in front of the desk because I was going to be fine. I didn't need to lie down. Sitting there in front of the desk, and she shoots me in this arm with shot number 1. I had to get 6. So 3 in each arm. She gives me the first injection, and I can hear my ears start ringing, and I start to feel woozy, and I'm like, great. So I said, I'm gonna need a minute. And I tried to just like deep breathe through that, and it only got worse. And I had been telling her why I was going to Kenya, and I felt very foolish. And I said, hey, Nancy, I'm going to do a thing. That's my travel nurse. I said, please don't judge. So I took a deep breath in, and I was like, I'm just going to laugh. And I laughed for about 5 deep breaths. That was really all I could manage because my body was really unhappy with me. And I just waited. I did not want to laugh. I promise you. I did not want to do that. I wanted to go curl up in a ball. And I waited. The other 5 injections did not hurt. Yes, we went over to the little table so I could lie down if I needed to, and I didn't need to. So not only did I sail through the other 5 injections, the first site is the only site that bruised.
Wow. Wow.
So, honestly,
yes,
I laugh before I go on stage now.
Wow.
I laugh before I do anything scary. And yeah, I do a lot of segment intending too. Like before I walk into the room with a patient, I just, okay, this is how I want this to go.
Nice. Setting that intention.
Right. With laughter yoga, we pantomime normal daily activities, and we laugh while we're doing them. And this is so basically the basis of NLP.
It is
hypnosis. Yes. It really is, because I'm trying to create new muscle memory and new neural pathways.
That's right.
Right. So we do this exercise called credit card laughter.
Ooh.
See, you're looking at your fake credit card bill, right? Here it is. And we're showing it to each other. We're laughing about it. And we go around the room and we show each other this horrible bill. And we laugh. And what that's doing is, first of all, I'm feeling better, but we're just creating a new signal. Yes. So that the next time you do look at your real credit card bill, your body doesn't do the thing. And maybe you can think about it a little differently. And I've been building these new exercises to try to, first we're going to deprogram the stress, and I have another laughter exercise for found money. Like when it just shows up, isn't that fantastic? Like putting on your shorts for the first time. Like, oh, look, $20. So we laugh through that, and that's creating that future. Right? Yes. So
I love that. So really, if anyone really wants to work on working through their money mindset stuff or any money trauma, like absolutely. Laura's got, I know you've walked the walk there too. I know you've walked the walk there too with your own stuff. And you're right. Just the nervous system and the way we look at everything, that's powerful. Right. So we can hear all this stuff, right? Listen to the podcast. I know like all my clients listen to Mel Robbins. I've been thinking of this lately of being like, I'm who you come to when you're wanting to implement the stuff you're learning from Mel Robbins.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's like, that's what I'm saying for you as well, is like, okay, so here's how I can think about money. And here's like, but like, if you want to actually do it, then go to Laura and get in her stuff.
I got you.
Actually heal.
Speaking of Mel Robbins, I have to show you what I just did.
Yeah.
I can't do the whole thing because it's awful, but I've turned my phone onto grayscale.
Yes.
And it's awful.
So no color on the screen so that you're not as enticed to
and it makes me want to look at it a lot less.
Yay.
That was a Mel Robbins helpful tip. But yeah, and this laughter stuff, it sounds like it's really easy. And it is really easy. And just like everything else, the first time you do it, it's going to be kind of hard. And if you want to get good at it, you need a coach.
Yep, you do, to
like
actually
playing the
practice
piano
it.
and swimming and tennis and all the other things.
100%. Yep. Because we know all the right things to do. But I always say to people, like, but are you actually doing it? Right. Because if you're not, so sometimes it's just like, okay, I know I'm not actually going to do it. So let me put myself into a accountability coaching program where I know I'm going to do it to get the results. And there's that. So nice. What is your website so people can access this?
laughterfairy.com.
Yes.
And I also do, I speak to dental professionals, and I do other motivational speaking as well. So I've got another speaker site that's Dr. Laura Kolatz. They kind of merge with each other, and they refer back and forth to each other.
Yeah, because you speak at pretty big dental. You've been asked to speak at different.
I'm going to be at the Kentucky Dental Association in August.
It's incredible.
Last year, I got to teach laughter on the beach in Aruba.
Woo! Yeah. So if you're looking to hire Laura for adding in, right? This amazing work, and also all of your 30 some odd years of experience of dentistry, because you are so smart. The amount of science you know about, right? Everything above the neck and even below the neck, but you do know a lot, right? It's like extraordinary.
Thank you.
Then adding this to really take care of the whole body, right? Because the trauma comes from everywhere. So we know the body keeps the score.
And it sits everywhere.
That's right.
It's in your cells everywhere.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. So definitely check out Laura's website. We'll make sure we put it in the show notes. And then last question I have for you, how has NLP and the certification helped with your dental practice for anyone who...
So honestly, you and I need to still keep talking about this, because I have been starting to implement just subtle things that I've learned into my conversations with patients. And my treatment acceptance is going up. Because I know how to listen to them differently now.
That's right.
And I know how to respond to them differently now. And that's huge. When a patient feels like, because a lot of times people don't love going to the dentist. Let's not lie about it. And even though my office is fun and we have Superhero Thursday and we wear tiaras on Tuesday, it's still the dentist, right? So I think when people feel like they're truly heard and they're understood, that's a big chunk of the puzzle.
It is. Yeah. And it's going to increase sales, right? Case acceptance, because people want to know that they're right. They'll pay whatever to someone who they deeply know is right. Their trusted advisor. They deeply care. They hear them. Right. And we do care, but sometimes our stuff can get in the way. So yeah, the training helps us to really expand out, accepting and understanding how different minds process different things and all that. So, I'm so happy to hear that. And yes,
it really, and it's so fascinating. And it's once you learn this, you can't unlearn it.
That's right.
And I see things differently now. Wow. And I'm so glad that I did this. I wish I'd done it sooner.
Yeah, I'm so happy you did it. It's been an honor to support you. I'm so excited. People are so lucky to have you as their coach, their laughter fairy, their dentist. I really meant what I said. I believe fully everyone is left better when they're hanging out with Laura.
Thank you.
So, thank you. Thank you for being here. Yes, absolutely. So for anyone listening, I don't often put this link out, but if you are interested in the NLP training specifically, the link is hpwl.info/NLP and the number 1. That's hpwl.info/NLP number 1. So all the info there, there's testimonials and everything to check out that information. Laura, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Yes. We'll see you for the next episode. Bye. If you are serious about taking action on your struggle with food, body, and weight, then this is for you. Go ahead and text the word hypnosis to 855-BE-ALIVE. That's 855-232-5483. Immediately after texting that number, you will get access to our free training that will tell you why you can't figure the food, body, and weight thing out, why you can't keep weight off even after you've been successful in the past, and how to actually overcome it, including a mini hypnosis session at the end. Don't miss out. Text the word hypnosis to 855-BE-ALIVE. That's 855-232-5483.